Yes, we've gotten the green light. Woo-hoo! Welcome to our second edition of the UW-Whitewater Football Quarterback Club at Badger Bob's. My name is Josh Golberg. Yes, applause is fine. Badger Bob's in there. We are the radio crew. My co-host, Billy Lurie, former Warhawk and Wisconsin Football Coaches Association Hall of Famer. And awesome time at Perkins Stadium. Hope everybody made it out. Hope everybody listened to the radio. But how about a big win for Coach Rindahl and the Warhawks to start off the season, 45-14 over Carleton, Coach. Just kind of initial thoughts heading off the fields and week one in the books. What are you thinking immediately post?
It felt good, happy for the guys. You look at the last 8 months and all the work that they put in players-wise, handling a lot of change from a staff standpoint. So, I think that came to light, the work that they put in, whether it was the off-season training through spring ball, through the summer, and even fall camp. And just glad to see them go out there and play their tails off and come out victorious.
I know we usually start with the offense, and there's a lot of gaudy numbers to talk about. Let's start with the defense and the challenge that Carleton, with the pacing that we had talked about, presented to you guys. Is that a particular tough opponent and an offense to prep for in week one because it's so unique and not everybody runs at such a frenetic pace that they do? Maybe slower than River Falls, but still, is that something that is an additional challenge to you right out of the gates to prep for something like that?
Game one's always going to present some of those challenges because there's the unknown. Obviously coaches are going to put the work in the off season and make tweaks and add different elements to their offenses. So, that definitely always presents some challenges, but that's also part of the game too as coaches, right? You got to solve the puzzle and you got to figure it out pretty quick on the fly. And you just got to make sure you're sound and your defensive calls are buttoned up and you're aware of the soft spots in those calls so that if they start to attack them, you can go to plan B and put a complimentary defensive call out there. So, I think Carleton, they probably slowed the game down a little bit there and tried to shorten it by running the clock a little bit more and just dinking and dunking it. And I think they respected our D-line and how physical and aggressive we are, that they didn't let that quarterback hold it too long, and we're going to try to get the ball out of his hands quick. So, but overall, we're proud of the defense and Coach Cortez and the staff for putting a good plan together.
Did you feel like the defensive line wore down their offense as the game went on? Because I thought in the last couple of series that they had the ball, their first move was to just stand up in the offensive line, and they looked a little bit sluggish while you guys were still flying around.
Yeah, that defensive line's pretty special, right? You got Lucas Sadler in there, who's a captain, who's played a lot of football around here, and he really is pretty intense. And we actually had a couple calls with mental errors, right? That was a big message coming out of meetings today was we had too many penalties, we shot ourselves in the foot too many times, and as you keep pushing forward, you're not going to be winning games by doing dumb stuff like that. But without a doubt, playing 9 defensive line and throwing at their offense really definitely wore them out.
Feeling that what we saw in the booth, there were a couple of plays, especially kind of that shovel pass and some of the others where everything looked kind of open, and you're thinking, okay, they're going to get 6, 7, 8 yards of crack here, and you guys hold them to maybe 1 or 2. There was a lot of quickness on that defensive side of the ball. That's how you want to play all the time?
Pursuit, effort. It doesn't take any talent, no matter how good you are, to do those two things. And that's really level one, as Coach Cortez would say. Whether you know what you're doing or not, that's the standard, is playing with relentless effort and giving it all you got. And our guys are hungry. They flew around there, linebackers, DBs, D-line. It was some good film to watch on Sundays, those guys playing their tails off.
If you got a lot of defensive linemen making tackles on bubble screens and things like that are designed for, the quarterbacks and the linebackers, but they all hustle. But it's just so exciting because they're thinking, let's see, all I got to do is get around this one guy, and then 300 pounds comes at him from the back. It's kind of a change of plans pretty quickly. So, to their credit, and like you said, there were 9 of them. I think by the time I got done, there were 24 kids that made tackles for you on Saturday. That's pretty remarkable. Because there were a lot of them that had more than one mark. So you got to play a lot of kids, and they had a lot of success. That's a good day.
Yeah, screen game, too, as you kind of led that off there, Bill, is you don't love it as a defensive guy because, right, defensively you want to be aggressive, you want to be fast, and the screen is like a funk play, right? It's going to throw the timing off. It's more of a delayed. So we were making, Cortez did a good job of having some stunts in there and charge calls to, play with our hands and slow down a little bit versus being really violent and going upfield.
All right, let's switch to the offense. Everybody was wondering about the quarterback rotation. You had a lot of runs with both of those quarterbacks. How did you determine, or was it an in-game process of which guy, Mr. Klinkner or Mr. Lucero, was going to get the bulk of the snaps, or did it unfold as the game went on where, okay, we're feeling like this is the hot hand, we're going to ride this, okay, now we need to mix it up? How did that go for your staff and those decisions get made?
Yeah, Coach Murphy and myself and the offensive staff had a plan. We're going to go with two quarterbacks, and then if somebody had the hot hand, you're going to kind of ride that hot hand like you do at a blackjack table, right?
I never win, so I don't know. I'm saying
I probably shouldn't say that.
If we played, yes, that would be the three of us.
So, Clinton goes out there and he scores a touchdown every time he's on the field. So, a little bit of a hot hand there, and you don't want to take him off the field.
400 rushing yards, and you played 4 different running backs that got carries, not to mention your quarterback. Both of them ran for yards as well. I know the mantra is pound the rock. Pleased with the amount of yards, and particularly the breakaway speed that young Mr. Stanton showed when he got past the first front 7 guys and just blew by the last couple.
For Brian Stanton, who's played a lot of football for his junior year, really challenged Brian from a physicality standpoint, and boy, did he sure show up on Saturday in that regards. Yep, you all saw the speed and the highlights of the long touchdown runs, but he had a couple of powerful physical runs where he ran over safeties and fell forward, and that's what we want to be about. And there's a couple of third down protections where he's stepping up in there in that protection and putting his face in there to block and protect the quarterback, and I really want to just give Brian his flowers because that was pretty impressive, and super proud of him for stepping up to that challenge and raising his game.
Thought you had considerable momentum heading into the second half. You get the ball in the third quarter expecting big things, and then 3-0. Was that a little bit disappointing for you guys because you felt like you really could start to put the game away at that juncture?
Yeah, you always want to come out of the second half and play well. We talk about the middle 8, right? So the last 4 minutes of the first half, and then the first 4 minutes of the second half, and we monitor that as we break the game down. And yeah, you want to be better. And the same thing on the defensive side of the ball. They took a shot on the first play, and we get a PI, and then they make their way down into the low red, and we end up getting a turnover and getting out of that situation. But without a doubt, yeah, you don't want to come out of halftime and do the 3-0.
All right, looking at special teams, saw a number of people in on the kickoffs, and yes, the first week you're still trying to figure some things out. Obviously, we saw it at the quarterback position. The kickoff unit is also one where you're still trying to find some consistency, it looks like.
Well, you look at Seth Adams, who we all know on our, I guess within our program, who's really special and got an awesome leg, and well, he's punting and kicking off, and you really don't want to have him do all 3. Because it is a marathon, right? It's not necessarily a sprint. It's a marathon, and so how can you take some load off of his leg? And that's where you get Dylan and Hunter go out there and do some kicking off, and they did an all right job, just inconsistent, right? There's a touchback, and then there's a kind of a pop up. Exactly. So we just got to get the consistency better, but. I think we'll see. We'll probably try to continue to do that moving forward.
And I'm sure you do that in practice all the time. About listen, fellas, all you got to do is do consistently, get it in the neighborhood. He'll kick it where we tell you to, and we'll go from there. And then it comes up short. You get that pop up, and it kind of changes the coverage because everybody's different in regards to running down the field. So it's different, but it's a work in progress. You make tremendous progress between the first and second game because you get to really evaluate when they jumped into the lights what happened.
I've never been a kicker, so I don't know. But if you're on the tee box, Lori, you can give us this, right? You don't swing easy when it's breezy. Otherwise, you're gonna slice that thing out of bounds.
Well, I have analogies, Coach.
No, I like it. This is good. We're only week 2. When it comes to for people that listen to the broadcast, one thing that people can probably identify that drives my partner in crime nuts is letting the punts bounce and not flying up to catch him. That's got to be a delicate situation, though, because you're looking where the ball is, you're looking where the defenders are. You don't want to put yourself in peril. You want to get yourself in a stable enough position where you're going to make the catch. And and not lose focus on that. But at the same time, your first goal is always to catch the punt, whether you return it or just get it right there. So is that going to be something? And I know you put it in your notes. How do you address that, and how do you simulate those things that sometimes you see in a game but you might not see at practice?
From a philosophy standpoint on special teams, we always talk about ball, yards, then score, right? You got to protect the ball first and foremost. So catching punts is critical from a hidden yardage standpoint. When you don't catch it, the ball can roll, and also now it rolls for 20 yards, and the offense has got to get 2 more first downs, and we want to avoid that. But to your statement there, Josh, if you might fumble it because there's traffic or your gut's telling you not to do it, well then trust your gut, because the ball is obviously the most important thing. Yep. How can we simulate it? Right, you just keep training and practice. But if you got an erratic kicker, sometimes you can put 2 guys deep just to kind of help that. You spread the field, you cut it in half, and you can just get 2 guys there to catch those erratic punts versus 1.
Anything kind of final thoughts before we introduce your players that you have here and also a member of your offensive staff? Week 1 ends with the W. You got to be pleased, but that doesn't mean that you guys can take any days off or mentally as well, right?
Proud of the guys, proud of the staff. Right, we enjoyed that win for 24 hours, and now you're moving forward on to St. Xavier, and they're a heck of a team. So. We'll have our hands full of that.
All right, we'll touch on the Cougars. Who you got here before we come up with Coach Murphy here, Coach? You got a number of players that were your offensive and defensive, special team, scout team players as well. I know we're only going to get an opportunity to talk to 4 of them, but who all you got here?
Yeah, we got our 2 offensive scout team players of the week. We got Justin Klinkner, a sophomore quarterback from 2 Rivers. We got Brian Stanton, a running back, junior from Plainfield, Illinois. Then on defensive side of the ball, Ephraim Ramirez, who's a sophomore from Manuka, a safety. And then Karsten Libby, who's a junior linebacker from Wheaton, Illinois. Special teams, Seth Adams from Utica, Illinois, a sophomore kicker. And then our 2 scout team players of the week, Preston Pekela, a tight end who's actually from Westfield, Indiana. And then Drew Kiefer, a linebacker from East Dubuque, Illinois. So great group of guys.
Absolutely. Very good. All right, that's Coach Jace Rindahl. Thank you, Coach. We will touch base with you about St. Xavier coming up. All right, let's get offensive coordinator Caden Murphy up here. Come on up here, Coach. I want to thank our quarterback club sponsors, bronze sponsors for the year, Stebnet's Builders, Manny Construction, UW-Whitewater Chancellor's Office, which is awesome, Buckhorn Resort, Badger Bob's, Real McCoy's, and also Shaft Funeral Home. So pleased to be welcomed by Coach Caden Murphy, his first year in the program, coaching the offense and also coaching the quarterbacks. Welcome up to the quarterback club, Coach. Get right up there.
Yes, yeah. Be loud. They don't want to hear us. They want to hear you. So be speaking there like somebody screwed up, and you have to correct them.
Houston knows.
You might have heard that voice. All right, Coach Murphy, tell us a little bit about where you are from originally.
Yeah, I'm from Chelsea, Michigan, just outside Ann Arbor, and then went to Northern Illinois from there, student assistant. Northern Illinois for 4 years, worked on the offensive side of the ball, and then went out to Temple University out in Philadelphia, GA out there for 2 years.
You coached defense there, though.
I did. I was a linebackers GA there for 2 years. Worked under a really, really good defensive coordinator. Learned a lot of football there. Then I went over to Butler University and was the quarterbacks coach there for a year. And then I went out to Midland University out in Omaha, Nebraska, and I was out there for 2 years as the offensive coordinator and quarterbacks coach.
Okay, that's a lot of moving around, and that's the life of an assistant coach.
Yeah, that's the life.
In Division III, Division II, Division I, you go where there's a better opportunity.
Yep.
So, why did you see this as a better opportunity?
Yeah, I think it starts with the tradition of this place. This place is special. I mean, from the first day I stepped on campus from an interview standpoint and happened to walk by the other line and you see them and you're like, oh man, you got a good little crew there, and just
little would be an adjective used for that.
So yeah, this place is special. The people are special. Obviously the players, it starts with them, but culture you want to be in and a culture you want to be around for sure.
That's good. Now it says in your bio that you're engaged to Kelly. Has she been involved in all these moving all over also?
Yep, from Butler and then to Omaha. So we met out when I was at GA in Philadelphia out there. So she's from Philly originally, and moved her out to Wisconsin, and before that, Nebraska.
I was going to say, boys, you've seen all the high level culture. Philadelphia, Nebraska, Wisconsin.
Oh yeah, she's been around.
Keep it up with all that.
Yeah, she's like any coach knows how important, their other half is, and she keeps the house going, that's for sure.
Absolutely. That is kudos to her. I hope she's listening. I will listen, because as a man who is married for 35 years coming up, I couldn't have done all the years I did with coaching without my wife running things for everything at the home front. Okay, outstanding. Did you play in college, Coach?
I did not play in college.
Okay.
I was a student assistant.
All right, so you've been in this coaching gig for a long time.
Yep, 10th season now. Yep, starting my 10th season here, so wow.
And when you look at the defensive stuff you did at Temple, helps you be a better role coordinator because you kind of have an idea what those guys are doing over there on the other side.
Yeah, there's no doubt. I mean, our philosophy is founded on my time coaching on defense and just what gave us trouble. And
right.
Like I said, I work for a really, really good defensive coordinator, so just figuring out all the ins and outs of defense, I think it helps me. I think it helps when I'm teaching the quarterbacks. You can ask Justin about that later. But
write that down. That coach says you no. That's got to be pressure packed, because now you're in and you got a whole bunch of kids, which is probably good because they don't have any preconceived ideas about what you're doing or what your drills are going to be or whatever. How would you say, because you have 4 guys competing for the position of quarterback, you spend most of your time with them when you were at practice?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And you're doing the drills, you're doing the stuff, and then when we go to team, you say, okay, you're first, you're going in the next series.
Yeah. I mean, over fall camp, it was a rotation, let all those guys compete for it, and, just want consistency at that position, want guys to keep, great ball security and everything else in between. So
yeah, and now with that spirit of the competition, there has to, I'm not going to say hard feelings, but there's got to be a lot of I want to get as many quality reps as I can in here when I'm in on the plays. And when you don't get those, you're kind of frustrated because it makes you look bad like you didn't go. Pretty good group of guys from what I can gather of who we're talking about here.
Yeah, we got a great room. We have trusted all those guys if they had to play at any point in time. And I think it's kind of the mantra of any good program, next man up, and obviously we run the quarterback a little bit. So, we have.
Well, I don't know. I'll be right. You might have run a little more than a little bit, but then we'll talk about that as we go down. But all right, let's do that one right now. Is that something where you're saying, because the pro guys, that drives me nuts because I don't even know the run pass option, are you telling them that if they see a hole, they should go? Are you telling them they're running right back to the fullback? Are you telling that, or are they reading that?
No, the ones from Saturday were, a lot of those were designed quarterback runs where I think it's a strength of Justin and Aiden is putting the ball in their hand and letting them go be a running back at times. Obviously, we have full faith in them throwing it, of course. Right? The strength of our offense is the O-line, so we're going to get behind them when needed. And like I said, Justin and Aiden, tough kids. They're really tough, and they ran the ball well.
Yeah, I told Clinton on the way up here, now that I saw he's a state champion in wrestling, I'm a little more safe with that he can run through the middle and hold his own with whoever he runs into in that hole.
Yeah, they're both extremely tough. So
okay,
good.
Well, because 16 carries is a lot, and we don't know what your offense looks like. We're going on one game's experience. We'll kind of see as you keep going along. 2 pretty good kids, but we all have lacrosse linebackers in the back of our minds and things like that, where they're going to look away, Clinker, decapitate him as he runs through the middle in there, but. You have them ready when you get in there to make the right choice?
There's no doubt. And I think some of the situationally-based football, too, you had a couple 3rd and 1s and 4th and 1s in there where, you want to add the extra hat in the run game, and they provide,
Absolutely. Now, we can't do, because somebody in the box is always talking about tush pushes, and it isn't me, so I'll let you figure out who it was. We can't do that in college where you're literally getting back and pushing. Yes, sure. No, we can.
I thought you could, but okay. I'm wrong in that.
But we'll see what Coach Rindahl does. You think you can, because in reality, when we were doing those, there was really nobody pushing those guys. They just made those runs on their own.
For sure.
Okay, we're just going to go with that then, because I don't want to get in the middle of whether we can or we can't. As long as we're doing it successfully, that's all that really matters. Are you living, let's go down, Coach. I'm skipping around here. Where are you living? You living in Whitewater with your fiance?
No, we live in Waukesha. Yep. So about 35 minutes outside of Whitewater. So.
Okay. Yep. The beautiful Highway 59.
Oh yeah.
That's got to be. That'll be a lot of fun driving in the winter.
Oh, no doubt. Yeah. Just waiting for that.
What does she do?
She works in marketing for Cigna Healthcare.
Okay.
Yep.
In Milwaukee.
She works remote, so another good part of a.
There we go.
Wife.
Yeah, that helps out a lot because then she had a lot more time to get stuff done. If the opportunity presents itself. Well, I'm obviously sitting in the booth and watching our offense, pretty excited about what's going on. I think when Coach hired you, you said you heard about this, so the pound the rock mantra had been in your head when you applied for this job. Is that fit in the framework of what Caden Murphy has always thought that we should do, or is this kind of a change in how you've done it.
No, we're gonna run the football. We're gonna pound the rock, and I think any good offense, if you can control the ground game, makes throwing it a lot easier and opens up passing lanes and everything else. So I think you want, from a physicality and toughness standpoint, from your team, you want to be able to run the ball.
Absolutely. I mean, you want to put it to them up front, and then the passing's a lot easier when they're on their butts there in the defensive line. Okay, we don't want to say that on the air. All right. Okay, I'm really excited. We got to get done.
Keep going.
Okay. All right. So where are you logistically with Saturdays? Because I know Ogden was down on the field. You were up in the booth 2 over from us?
Correct.
Who sits up there with you?
It's me, Coach Martis, our tight ends coach. Just us 2 on offense, and then the rest of the guys are down on the field. So Coach Hookstead's on the field along with Coach Kenzie, and then our 2 GAs.
This is not going to be good, but we're going anyway. Is Coach Hookstead the ball guy that's down in the middle of all the activity that's going on down there?
A lot of the time, yeah.
Good, because we said that, because I remember Coach Hookstead when he was in high school. He was involved in high school, so I'm going, pretty sure that's him, because everything that was going on seemed to be right.
Oh, yeah, he's
there.
One of my right-hand mans down there. So good, really good communicator, and he's the guy kind of feeding a lot of the information down to the guys.
So, and you guys, even though this is your first year of being together, you're speaking a language that he gets, and it's gone in well. Obviously, from Saturday, it's gone in pretty well.
Yeah, 100%. It's been, obviously, from a work in progress from the spring, and still had, the coaching turnover. It's a brand new staff, and just getting on the same page is obviously critically important, more so for the kids, to make sure we're all speaking the same language, and we've done a really good job of that.
Right, because you got stuff, and he's got stuff, and I've had stuff from here, so we're pretty much all talking the same way.
100%.
Because we don't have the big signal boards or any of that other, for lack of a better phrase, crap that people have on the sidelines. Sure. How are you getting it in? Are they on?
Yeah, so our offensive line GA, Coach Schumacher, I say the wristband number, and he signals it in, and we operate from there.
Okay. So, and everybody looks at the wristband, and away we go.
Yeah, quarterback says the play to everyone in the huddle, and break that in and go.
Because if you get those guys defensively on their heels, going quickly really helps out, not being able to substitute. You know what's going on, and they don't. It's going to work out better for you. That's really incredible when you think about all the stuff that you have going on there to be able to get that stuff in so quickly. Because first game you're thinking, it's going to be hard to do, and I didn't see any. Now, there probably were some, but the untrained eye up in the booth did not see it.
Everyone did a great job from a staff standpoint, communicating with the kids and getting us going. So I thought we did a phenomenal job as a staff in operations on Saturday.
And you'd have to go yes, because you rushed for a ton of yards. You scored a lot of points with a lot of people touching the ball, a lot of people playing. That was great stuff. It was fun to be a Warhawk fan. Now we got to get after it on Saturday again. Coach, I hope I get a chance to talk to you again as we're going along here. It's certainly been a pleasure.
Thank you. Next offensive coordinator, quarterbacks coach Caden Murphy. Thanks, Coach. All right, we're going to get one of our 4 players that we're going to talk to in tonight's edition of the Quarterback Club. Up here first, Mr. Brian Stanton, one of the offensive players of the week. Come on up, Mr. Stanton. Yes, round of applause is just fine. All right, hold that microphone up there and be loud.
All right, now, I have talked to Brian Stanton before. Remember, they want to hear you, not me, so speak into that. But we're going to do it like I've never met him before, so the new listening public can get familiar with him. Brian Stanton, what number and what position do you play for the Warhawks?
I'm a running back.
Louder.
I'm a running back. I wear number 9.
Okay, and why do you wear number 9?
It was the number I got in high school. I wanted a single digit, and that was the one left. So.
Hold on, so one left. That wasn't your favorite number or anything? You just picked what was left?
Yeah, I just picked it.
Okay, all right, I thought it was a better story than that, but you've had it since then. Have you had it all your years at Whitewater?
No, it's my first year.
I was going to say, you were something else last year, weren't you?
Yeah, I was 23.
23, yeah, okay, good. I'm going to yell at Libby. Changing numbers is hard on old people with bad memories, but I'll try to keep looking down and say, oh, yeah, that's right, that's Stanton. All right, tell the listening public where you are from, Brian Stanton.
I'm from Plainfield.
What high school did you go to?
Plainfield South.
Plainfield South. How many directional schools are there in Plainfield?
There's 4 of them.
They do them all. All right. How big a school? Because we did this with somebody last week, and I'm still stunned by that. How many kids are in your graduating class?
Graduating?
Just guess.
Yeah, 300 to 400, I think.
Okay, so you're not as gigantic as some of those guys that have 1,000 kids.
The total school was like 2,000.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. Yikes. So that's still kind of scary. That's not 4,000, but that's still 2,000. All right. Your role model is your parents. Why?
They support me through everything. They've never missed a game. I could talk to them about anything, so I always look up to them.
Dad, too?
Yeah, Dad, too.
He ever give you the you should be doing this speech?
No, he lets me be myself. So.
He does? Yeah. Well, that's a lesson I never learned. Good for your dad. Good for him. All right. Adrian Peterson, are you from Illinois? Shouldn't it be Gale Sayers or Walter Payton?
I was just Adrian Peterson.
Why?
I just like to run, watch his house all the time, watch him on the TV. So.
And he is more recent. I mean, he would be, and he does run people over like you can run people over. And I'd say your style of game is fast. I'm wondering, did you have that line before you broke into those two big long runs before? I'm pretty sure you did. All right. Tell me about, I don't know about your specificity of your game day routine. What is unique about it?
So it's a whole process. So,
give me the abridged version.
So the day before, hot tub, like to chill. I don't talk to anybody at all. I don't like to talk. I eat tacos every single night before games.
Okay, that was a lot. I got it. Okay, so you don't talk to anybody the day of the game or the day before a game?
Both, and it's okay.
Really? Your roommates all know that? They say, just don't mess with Stanton. He's going to eat tacos and leave him alone. Yeah. The hot tub at your house or you?
No, I'm doing at school.
Well, that's cool. Yeah. And are people ever in there? They're going, leave Stanton alone. He doesn't like to talk?
No, people. I'll talk a little bit there, but
you don't want to have. Okay, right, good. And that helps you. You do that because that helps you focus on what you're going to do.
Yeah.
Okay. And obviously it's working.
Yeah.
I would have to say yes. All right. Says you played football and track in high school. What did you run in track?
100, 200.
Really? That's a surprise. I thought you'd be a miler, 2 miler, something like that. Yeah, of course you did. Were you on relays too?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, I bet you did. Were you pretty good? Were you conference champion? Were you something along the road with track?
Yeah, I like to think I was pretty decent.
Yeah, I mean, did you go to state?
Oh, yeah, I went to state 3 years in a row. So.
Well, no big deal then. Yeah, that's a big deal, man. Feel free to say that. You went to state in the 100 or the 200 or both?
200.
200. Yeah. And where is state track in Illinois?
Eastern Illinois.
Eastern Illinois. Okay. Did you have a positive experience? All right. Leave it at that. You don't want to go any further than that? That was not where we're going to go. It says 2 achievements. Conference MVP, what does that mean? For football?
Yeah, for football, the whole conference, it's split in half, east and west. So I got that my senior year.
And they because you were the best running back in your division,
in the conference.
In your conference. Okay, so everybody voted for you. You got a younger brother? How old is he?
He's 14.
14.
Yes.
Eighth grader?
Freshman.
Dad?
Play for yourself.
All right, so he's following in the footsteps?
Yeah.
You play football?
Yeah, football, wrestling.
He does?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you wrestle?
No, I didn't wrestle.
No.
Yeah.
We'll wait till you get cleaned up here to go through that wrestling stuff. Okay. That's pretty impressive. It says sister. Do you have a sister?
Yeah, I have 2 of them.
Okay, tell us a little bit about that, because I'd be kind of sexist if I didn't involve your sister, too.
Yeah, I have one sister. She's a senior. She's doing some college visits. She's a cheerleader. And then another sister is a junior, but she does like choir, all that kind of stuff.
That's all this stuff, too. I think about picking the right one.
I don't know what they want to do.
All right, yeah. I have goofed up. Mom and Dad, tell us about them.
They're both from Chicago, and moved out here, moved out to Plainfield, and they're the same way as my siblings, and they never missed anything.
They're all names, and what do they do for a living?
My dad's name is Brian.
Really?
Yeah.
So are you Junior? Should we start calling you Junior?
No.
All right. Well, we won't do it. You don't want. Okay, your mom?
Her name's Christina.
And what does she do?
She stays at home right now.
She does. Well, that's fine. That's a job in itself. I found out as an old retired guy. Well, I'm telling you, it's great to talk to you again. I like football, but that's not as important as what a fine young man you are. So very good to talk to you again, Brian.
Thanks, Brian. It's Brian Stanton. All right, let's recognize one of the defensive players of the week, Karsten Libby. Come on up here, Karsten. Woo.
Karsten? I didn't have to hear you talk. You've been up here enough to know what we're going on. Okay, we're going like nobody's ever heard him. Speaking to the microphone, be loud. Karsten Libby, where are you from?
Wheaton, Illinois.
Wheaton, Illinois. What number? This is going to be, I'm going to tear into you later on, but we'll both stay on the top of the road right now. What number are you in 2025?
I just switched to number 8.
You did? Well, that shouldn't confuse the guy up in the press box at all. Okay, you switched to 8. Why did you switch to 8?
8 was the first number I played with. I was actually turning 8 years old whenever I first started playing, so that's why I originally chose it. And I just thought, why not go back to it?
Did you wear it in high school?
No, I was actually a few different numbers in high school.
Because you must have been the line someplace.
Yeah.
Okay, so you had to have 50 to 79. And you wore 51 last year.
Yes.
Because?
It was just the number they gave me.
See, I thought there was going to be some Dick Butkus story or something. Okay, so you're happy with 8. 8's the number you want. I will try to figure it out, Karsten, that that's you down there running everybody down from all over the place. All right, tell us about your mom and dad.
They're both back home in Illinois. They are probably watching the Bears game right now. Hopefully.
Oh, that's right. They get done, yeah. Well, I'll try not to distract you. Watch on your phone when you get over there. Okay, mom, names and what do they do?
Kevin Olsen's my stepdad, and then Earl Olsen. They're both their stepdad's side. He's sponsors here. I don't know for sure, but
is it? Woo! Then we love that. He's involved with them.
Yeah.
All right. Outstanding. And your mom's retired from
nursing.
Ooh, that's a short of teaching. That's the best one around. Hurrah! And now they get to come and watch you play all the time because they're retired.
Oh yeah, they love coming up to Whitewater, and they'll go to every away game they can.
Good for them. Now I missed this with Stanton. How close is Wheaton to wherever we're going on Saturday? Close? Far away?
Really close. I think it's like within an hour for sure.
Okay. So for you, that's pretty close.
Yeah.
I mean, that's because, everybody that lives north of the border, that's Chicago. He lives in Chicago, but I'm sure there's a lot of intricacies that I'm not going to understand. Okay. That is good. What? Sisters and brothers?
Oh, a whole lot of them.
We'll run through the favorites.
They're all older, 2 older brothers. One's a year older than me. He's playing lacrosse out in Buffalo, and then one's much older. He's getting married in January. And then 3 sisters all around the country, and then 2 stepsisters.
Wow. Yikes, you weren't kidding. All right, let's do names of the ones that are your brothers or sisters.
So the oldest is Kai. He's one of my brothers in Florida.
Okay.
He's doing his own thing down there. And then it goes 3 girls, Kaylee, Kiri, Karina.
Okay.
And then the brother in Buffalo's name is Caden.
What's he doing in Buffalo, other than rooting for the Bills?
Oh, great game last night. But he's out there playing lacrosse.
But what does that mean? For a job? Or
no, sorry. He's in school. Yeah, he's a senior.
University of Buffalo or?
Canisius College.
Okay, all right. Boy, you're making me work awful hard for this information. Okay, all right. Let's talk about your biggest role model with your 2 older brothers because?
They just have been there my whole life. They led me through sports, through football especially, and just teach me how to be a man.
Good, and they're pretty good at it, obviously, because you are quite a guy. Your favorite player is Cam Chancellor. For those who don't know, plays defensive back. Why would you, a big side of beef linebacker, like Cam Chancellor, a defensive back?
Well, the way he plays, just aggressive, downhill, just hits hard and makes people pay for.
He does do that.
He
does do that. But now that's is he still playing? Chancellor?
I'm not 100% sure.
That's fine. You have other things to worry about rather than whether he's playing or not. Okay. Well, things I wouldn't know about you. You graduated from high school early, which is good. So that would be like January.
Yes.
And then tell us in public what you did.
I moved out to Colorado with one of my sisters.
Okay. A lot of people get out early and go start college.
Yeah.
You did it. So tell us the story there.
I had the opportunity to. They just recently, I think a year or 2 before, moved out there. I love mountains. I love snowboarding. So as soon as I was given the okay to go, I just packed up and left.
And mom and dad were okay. You're just going to go out and did you have a job in Colorado or you just hung with your sister?
I was just hanging with my sister.
Well, as a dad of 3 kids, I can't imagine that had very much meetings in the family. But then you said, okay, that's enough of this. Now I got to get my act together and go to Whitewater.
Yep.
Okay. That's good. I'm glad to. Well, I love Colorado too. When I was young and foolish, I went out there every summer when I was teaching and said, I don't want to come back and teach. I want to live in Colorado. It is beautiful, but I guess lucky for me, not so much for the kids I got to teach, but it was a good move for me all the way around, but I sure do love going there. 2 top achievements for a football state champion.
Yes. It was for high school football, it goes from 8A down to 1A.
Yep.
We were 7A state champions in 2021.
And where do they play that game?
DeKalb, NIU.
NIU. All 8 divisions?
Yes. I think it was the top 4 on Saturday and then the bottom 4 on Sunday.
Oh, really? Because we do it up here that 4 play on Thursday and the big dogs play on Friday. But I imagine it's got to be when you can get the stadium and what's going on. Okay. So I don't have much more time with you. I'm sure I'll get you sometime before you get out of here. What was the best part of that state championship?
The best part of it was getting to play with my brother. I was a junior at the time. He was a senior, and it was the last time that we got to play football together, which had been 8 years in the making.
That's a good story. What position were you playing? What position did he play?
He was a corner, and I was actually on the offensive side of the ball, just a receiver. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Were you as big as you are now playing receiver?
That was like 30 pounds ago.
Okay. Well, lucky for UW-Whitewater, you've decided that you're now a linebacker, and that you want. Although I'm sure you were probably a pretty good blocker when you were. Did you have any interceptions?
A few, yeah.
Okay, but mostly blocking.
Yeah, it was
okay. But as I tell your teammates, that's an incredible part of our run game is the blocking. Excuse me, walking pneumonia. All right, I got it now. Lacrosse. I think I ask you this every time I talk to you. You played lacrosse.
Yes.
What position?
Midfield.
What does that mean?
All over the field. You can go down on offense and be a part of the scheme, or go back on defense. And
you got to choose. What would you pick? Of those positions, you liked it when you got to go down and try to score goals, or come back and defend the goal?
I like defense.
You like defense,
yeah.
And you with a stick is kind of a scary picture for a regular lacrosse. But you said you weren't quite as big. When is lacrosse? In the spring?
Yes.
So you got football. What'd you do in the winter?
Got ready for lacrosse.
No wrestling or no basketball people put the horn on you to come and participate?
Freshman year was deciding if I wanted to wrestle or not, because I did in middle school, but I ended up veering away from that.
Okay. And it's not for everybody, so that's a fabulous answer. All right. Let's see. Are you still going to be 8 this week then? I won't have to find a new number. Still be 8?
We'll see about that.
Nice talking to you.
It's Karsten Libby. All right, the other defensive player of the week for UW-Whitewater, defensive back Efren Ramirez. Come on up, sir.
How do you say your city, Efren? Manuka? Manuka. Yep. Okay. Well, I'm sure I'll get that wrong for the rest of you. Yeah, everybody. All right. That isn't exactly an easy one to go. Okay. All right. Say your first name.
Efren.
That's what I thought. I knew there was something where it was a little bit longer, and I tried to get it right. Efren Ramirez, where are you? You just did this one, but go with it anyway. You were a sophomore from?
Manuka, Illinois.
Manuka, Illinois. Geography-wise, where in the world is Manuka, Illinois?
About south from Chicago.
A lot?
Like an hour south of Chicago.
Okay, an hour south of Chicago. Okay. Tell the listening public what number and what position you play for the Warhawks.
I play safety, and I'm number 6.
6. Is that a favorite number, or you just ended up with it?
First year with 6, ever playing any sports, just ended up with it, like single-digit numbers. So.
Okay.
They do.
Competitive to get to 6 when you come out. All right. What school did you go to? Is there only one in your city?
Yeah, just Manuka.
Okay. And how big a school in this 8-1 division is Manuka?
We're 8A.
You're 8.
Yeah,
so that's a big city.
Yes.
Hour south. Wow. Okay. I just can't imagine a school that big. And sometime we're not on the air, we'll talk about how incredibly difficult that's got to be be in a school that big. All right. You've got brothers also.
Yep, I have an older brother.
All right. How much older?
He's 4 years older than me.
All right, so you didn't get to play with him. Did he play football?
Yeah, he did.
Okay. And did he go play collegiately? Or?
Yeah, he played at Aurora.
All right, we're all done talking about
Exactly.
All right. And played for 4 years. He had a good career.
He did.
He got a degree.
He did.
Where is he now?
He's at Purdue. He's a TA now. Yep.
At Purdue?
Correct. Yep.
Wow, that's got to be exciting.
Yeah, for sure.
So you got to be torn. Are you an Illinois fan, a Purdue fan?
Michigan State fan, actually.
Yeah. All right, another topic we're done talking about. Okay. Did he play defensive back also?
He did.
All right, so he kind of hit you with the high points as to what you should do.
Yes. Taught me a lot about the game.
That's pretty cool. Now, you, Cam Chancellor, makes more sense because he and Richard Sherman, Earl Thomas, they all kind of played deep back. So I don't know the Legion of Boomish because you're a good-sized guy, but those guys are big fellas.
Yeah, a lot bigger.
I'll keep an eye on you unless you're going through your career here. All right? Who's Derwin James? I don't get out much.
He's a Chargers safety.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I've heard of Buda Baker. He's Cardinal?
Cardinal, correct.
Safety too?
Yep.
So you're consistent across there too.
Yeah.
All right, good for you. Your style of game, you fly around the field. That's pretty good. Tell me about this CrossFit competition.
It's just my mom actually, she goes to a CrossFit gym. So every year in the spring they have a competition. Me and my brother did it, and we won it.
In Manuka, or were you
in Joliet, so a town around us.
Yeah, good sized place though.
Yeah.
Won it like you and him, he tied, or you?
There's like you can do it as a group, like together. Yes.
What were you good at in CrossFit competition? What was your strength?
I have very good clean, I'd say, and just like pull-ups, burpees, a lot of just quick stuff like that.
And what's he do?
Same thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're both good at both of those.
Yeah.
All right. I was saying, now I don't know. Did we do your family? You did your brother. What about your mom and dad?
Mom, she's a teacher.
Woo!
Yep. Okay. And dad works at Metro, like a railroad.
Yep. Yeah, that's really okay. What does your mom teach?
Young kids, elementary school.
All right. In Manuka?
Yep.
Okay. And your dad's with the trains, so the trains are in Manuka also?
Joliet. He works out in Joliet.
All right. So they're not far away, so that's good. Right. And you did your brother already. Are there any others?
Nope, just my brother.
Yep. So he's kind of been your role model about, we want to do this. That's pretty cool. Yeah. And he went, working at Purdue, we don't get to your degree here because I don't have all time to talk to you, Ephraim, but is that something you're thinking about doing too? Is when you get maybe coaching someplace or being a...
Yeah, I've thought about it. I got a lot of time left, so not...
Because you're only a sophomore.
Correct.
And this literally is, because all those COVID things have been screwing me up for 5 years. This is literally your second year at Whitewater?
Yes.
All right, good. I'll be so happy when all those things are over with. All right? That's pretty cool. And you did track. What did you do for track?
I was mainly a 400 guy.
The worst race in track.
Yes.
You're thinking you're done, and then there's one more corner you got to get around. It's like, oh my goodness.
Yeah, it's pretty terrible.
Yeah, it is bad, but I'm sure you were a well-trained athlete. How did you do, Ephraim? Were you good at it? Were you a conference champion? Were you...
Yeah, we qualified for state in the 4x4, yeah. So that was very fun running down there.
Yes, because you go to... Where's state tournament at?
Eastern Illinois.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay, because that's Wisconsin does that also up in lacrosse, much as I don't want to do that one. Okay, lacrosse. 2 top achievements, 10% of your class. It says your 4-point grade point average, and you had a 4.3. Explain that to the listener.
Weighted, yeah.
So you took some brainiac classes when you were in high school.
I did.
So you got a grade point average higher than you could possibly get.
Correct, yes. With the weighted.
I'm not going to say... I'm not going to say, Kincaid, how far away from where yours was. That's pretty impressive, Ephraim.
Thank you.
So you had to take some hard classes, and did they prepare you for water?
They did.
What are you taking here?
Like my degree?
Yeah.
Accounting.
It is accounting?
Yep.
All right. It's a fabulous school for that. I mean, I graduated from here with an education degree, and it's a very good school for that, but I think business might be an even better one.
Yep.
Okay. That is good stuff. Ephraim?
Justin Klinkner, come on up here, sir.
Hello, Justin.
Hello.
How are you?
Good.
Good.
Get up there and be loud.
All right. Get up there and be loud. It's like Coach just barked at you. You did something wrong, kind of intensity here, so you get up. Justin Klinkner, what number do you wear for the Warhawks?
I am number 2.
You are number 2, and you are a sophomore at UW-Whitewater.
Yes.
So you played on the JV team last year.
I did.
How did that go?
It went well. We went 3-0, and we had a good time doing it.
Now, I know we got a new offensive coordinator. Would you say that because it used to be freshman football when we were here, and then you moved to the varsity, you were lucky enough to make it, and they were running the same stuff at the freshman level as they were at the varsity level. You'd say after one game into this, even with the addition of Coach Murphy and some different things, that pretty much the same?
Yeah, I'd say overall it's the same, similar stuff, just like a different way to do it.
Okay, all right. You got to put your own stuff. You're from I like this because all these kids are from Illinois, and I don't have any idea where most of them are from. I know where 2 Rivers, Wisconsin is. Well, coming from Wisconsin, I guess. We finally got to get up there. Okay? You always preferred a single digit. Why?
I don't know. I just always thought it looked better.
Are you thinking that because you're a quarterback? Because at 2 Rivers High School, you must have played some defense too.
Yeah.
All right.
And I was number 7 in high school, and I was 12 throughout like my entire life until high school, and I just liked the single digit, so I stuck with it.
And now you're lucky enough to get it here too.
Yes.
Did you wear that last year when you were playing on the freshman team?
No, I was number 15 last year.
They just gave me another new turn.
Yeah.
Excuse me, Justin. All right. Tell us about your family.
I have a younger brother and an older sister. My older sister's in school for nursing right now, and my younger brother is a junior in high school.
Where's your sister going to school?
Bellin. It's Green Bay, through Green Bay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because geographically, you're kind of close to that.
Yeah.
All right. So that would be, how do we get you lucky enough to get you down here from Two Rivers past Oshkosh and Stevens Point? What brought you down here?
Throughout high school, we played a lot of 7-on-7s at Whitewater, so I talked to the coach throughout high school, and my defensive backs coach in high school played here himself, so it was like he was always connecting me. Sean Chilcox.
Okay.
He's on one of the championship teams, I believe, in 2014.
So he's telling you all that stuff, and you're going, hey, come on down here, you can be a national champion. It's kind of like, ooh, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's pretty exciting. All right. Tell us about your parents.
My mom is a nurse through Aurora, I believe.
So that's why your sister's going into it?
Yes, I'm sure that has something to do with it.
Yeah.
My dad works in the claims department at Acuity Insurance.
And that's a Fox River thing also?
It's in Sheboygan.
It is, yeah, close enough.
Yeah.
Okay, Chicago fits in. Up north is just you're all in the Fox Valley, but you're not, but it all seems like that. All right, now it makes sense. Your favorite why?
I don't know. I was growing up, I liked the Broncos for some reason, and he was the quarterback at the time, and I just liked the way that he played. He didn't really use much of his physical ability to it, but show that you can play football with just your mind pretty much.
Because he was with Indianapolis for a long time, but you were too young to remember what was going on there. You just remember the Denver part. Because by the time he got to Denver, he was kind of holding on to it. Whereas when he was in Indianapolis, he was the big dog. Okay, I guess I kind of like that. Whatever it takes to win, that's a good one. Also, here's the part I've been dying since I got this part. You have wrestled since you were 4 years old.
Yeah, so as a kid, I apparently had a lot of energy, which most people probably wouldn't believe now, but so my parents needed something for me to do.
Absolutely.
So they threw me into that, and I've just done it ever since.
And now the big question would be, you liked it?
I did.
All right, because you got to be pretty good at it.
Yeah.
We'll get to that in a minute. Okay, and so you wrestled in all sorts of little kid tournaments when you were up there in Two Rivers?
Yep.
Did you ever come down here? I mean, did you go to the little kid state tournament?
Yeah, I did that a couple times. I wrestled in the Dells a couple times.
Okay,
too.
yeah, there's some big tournaments in there too.
Yeah.
Okay, so you've been pretty good at that for a long time. You also played baseball. That's not as close to my heart as football and wrestling, but we'll talk about it anyway. What position did you play in baseball?
Pitcher and shortstop and sometimes catcher.
Where'd you hit? What number?
2 or 3.
2 or 3, because you could?
Hit the ball.
Atta boy, right answer. I don't want any crap about bunting. I want to know if you can hit the ball and win plays. How did wrestling went pretty well, football went pretty well. How did baseball go?
Our baseball team wasn't great, so just kind of like something fun to do with friends.
Hang with your buds?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because what division are these guys with 4,000 kids won't get it? How big is Two Rivers?
We got like 450 kids.
400. So you're probably like Division 5 or Division 4.
I think we are most.
And that's fabulous because everybody comes from their own place. In Wisconsin, we have a lot more of those than we do the ones with 4,000 kids in. All right. So you wrestled for a long time, and by the time you got to be in high school, you were wrestling on the varsity all 4 years?
Yep.
What weights did you wrestle? What'd you start at in freshman year?
My freshman year I was 145, then I was 170. I was 170 again, and then I was 175 my senior year.
Okay. And were those all weights, and people that don't know wrestling won't know what this is about, were those all weights you could make easily without cutting?
My sophomore year, yes. My junior and senior year, no.
Yeah, that gets you kind of a little battle.
Yeah, it gets tough at times.
Yeah, and people have no idea how horrible that is because you see all those. Because I was a 185er, and my buddies were all heavyweights, so they'd eat everything in the universe, and I'd be going, can I have another carrot stick, please? This is awful exciting lunch we're having today. All right, so I've been building up to this for the whole time. You won the state championship in wrestling your senior year.
I did, yeah. That was something that going into this preseason, we had an idea thinking that I was ranked pretty highly and thought that I could do it, and then it came down to it, and I just got it done.
What was the score of the match in the finals?
I think 3-1.
So you didn't pummel them, you just beat them.
Yeah.
Were you good at? Yeah, that's right, state champion. Fuck yes. Were you good at defense, offense? What were you? 3-1. You didn't score any points.
No, I was mainly a defensive guy, and I just pretty much used whatever they did against me and just counteracted it. Yeah.
I can identify with that 100% because that's exactly how I did it, with a lot less success than you have had. So in that, and again, people, you've never seen this. The entire Kohl Center is full of people, so it's got to be 10,000 people. We'll just round it off to that number. and you are wrestling this dude. There's another 2 dudes on this end, another 2 dudes on this end, and they're all watching you. That had to be standing on that podium, and I've had kids medal at state. I've never got to be on it up. That's got to be unbelievable, standing on top of that podium looking at that whole Kohl Center full of people.
Yeah, it was awesome. I had a bunch of family and friends from my hometown come and watch, too, so it was just awesome to make all them proud.
All right. You're going to reduce me to tears, so we're getting this done pretty soon. All right. Here's probably the most important part. You're involved in student government and National Honor Society. How did you get into that? Did you take all easy classes?
No, my mom was always big into those things, and my older sister did them, so I just kind of did them too.
She's in nursing, so she had. What is your major going to be here?
Business analytics.
All right. So again, business school. I both smoke toward them every week, but it's well done. So you're going to analyze somebody's business and say, if you do this, you'll do more, make more money, and do
something like that.
Not for a long time, though. Not for a long time. We have you here. You're a sophomore.
Yeah.
So you're looking forward to 3 more years of success. Now, let's just converse, you and me, because the John Q. Public and the parking lot experts all thought we ran the ball. Those are the guys that sit in the parking lot. Okay. We ran the ball to the quarterback too much. Do you think we ran the ball to the quarterback too much? Are you pretty comfortable with that load? What's your thought?
No, I'm pretty comfortable with it. I think we just did what we had to do to win at the end of the day, and I like the short yardage situations. I think it does help running because it obviously adds another guy in the run game.
Did you run a lot in high school?
Not really. We had a pretty good running back, so I never really had to.
Okay.
We would run like read option stuff, so if I had to, I could pull it and run.
Yeah. And I'm not kidding you. When I read this thing, I'm thinking that question is no longer even involved because if you're running the ball, lacrosse linebackers or wherever they're from, I don't think they're going to intimidate you. You've wrestled at the state tournament and won and carried your weight. Just get down. Don't be giving them all sorts of acreage to hit, okay? That kind of scary because you're a big drink of water, and I don't want you to give them any more opportunity than they have to. Man, it has been a pleasure talking to you.
Appreciate it.
Justin Kligner. All right, let's get Coach Jace Rindahl up here. We'll talk about St. Xavier. Again, want to thank all the Quarterback Club sponsors, the gold sponsors for this year, our First Citizen State Bank, Sports World, Stroop Insurance, Off-Season Academy, Keyway, Wolf Warehousing, Pete's Tire as well. And want to thank the meal sponsors, Mike and Kristen Adams as well for providing the players and the coaching staff for us. Nope, absolutely not. All right.
Too bad you can't get any good kids, Coach.
Well, you didn't even get Klinkner to tell you that he's got a 3.95 GPA.
Well, he's a sophomore. Get him up here again, and I ask him some wrestling questions.
I'm sure he won't have a problem answering those. All right, Coach, St. Xavier, you guys have had some history with them. Were you on the team? I think you played them 6 times previously. Were you on any of the teams that have played them previously, whether home or away?
We played them my senior year, 08, opening game in the Perk on a Friday night. Came out victorious.
Yeah, I don't think you've lost to them 6 times, judging by my very little research that I did. They are an NAIA team, and for people that don't know what that means, compare it to the level of Division II, Division III. Where do they land? Is it a cut above? Is it a cut below? Does it even matter to you guys, or is it just somebody you want to line up against on the weekend?
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter. I would say they are pretty much right what you said. They're D2, D3, higher D3s. From an NAI standpoint, they can provide scholarships and give some more aid than what we could do at our level. So there's definitely some really good football players in the NAI leagues and at that level.
We talked about this during your media day and also at the First Quarterback Club and some other times. How difficult is it to schedule teams? Because you're looking at lacrosse that only has 9 games this year. You know, you guys have to dip into the NAIA, which you did D2 last year as well, and that affects the playoff formula, and we don't need to get into that. But how is it difficult getting matchups and where you have to go outside of D3 to get these teams? And are you looking at proximity? Are you looking at familiarity? Are you looking at keeping the cost down because of a rising cost to travel with so many people? It's got to be a pretty complex and kind of a tough process to line up a schedule year after year.
Yeah, it's a challenge at Whitewater, and I was fortunate to walk into Coach Bullis had the schedule set for the first 2 years when I became a head coach, so I didn't have to deal with that. And then this would have been a Actually, it's not true. I did have to get one game last year, but this game came about along Rich Murphy, quarterback from championship teams back in the 70s, knows Coach Feminist really well, and kind of got the ball rolling on that, and we were able to lock it in. So
2-year deal, they're coming back next year?
They'll be back here next year, week 2 as well. So.
All right, excellent. So looking at St. Xavier, the Cougars, they went to play the number 6 team on the road in the NAA. They lost 31-3. They had a 3-0 lead, and it was kind of all down there, downhill from there. What did you take from the film? Do you look at it a little differently because it's week 1, and the same way that you might think a lot of people look at your film differently in week 1, where still there's some battles at position groups, you're trying some things out? Like how much can you take away from a team in week 1?
Yeah, I mean, I think Coach Feminist at St. Xavier's been there 29 years, I think. If you look at the most wins out of active college football coaches, he's 4th on the list.
Wow.
Brian Kelly at LSU is number 1, and he's 4th on that list. So that shows you how good of a football coach he is and how well they've done there as a program. So, he's going to have them prepared. He's going to have them ready to go. Good teams really make a lot of steps from week 1 to week 2, so you know that they're going to do that. Right. I told the guys today, I think there can be some distractions here. We got a lot of Illinois people on our team. We're going to go back close to home. There's going to be a lot of Warhawk fans there, alum supporters, so we got to make sure that we don't let that become a distraction, and we still lock in this week and handle our business. That score from last week, them only scoring 3 points, we can't look at that and assume anything. The team that they played last week was really freaking good. They had a bunch of really good players on the field when you watch the tape. And then even the record last year, they were 5-6 last year, and we can't look at that and think that as a distraction. So we got to make sure we stay locked in and have a great week of preparation and know that there's a really good football team down there. They got some good talent and explosive players on both sides of the ball, and we played down there in 2018, and it came right down to the wire. One-score game. They had a Hail Mary at the end, and we knocked it down to secure the victory. Okay. So Coach Jacob Herbs is on the field for that game. So
what when you look at when you look at film on them, what stands out to you? What can we expect to see in the booth, whether they have the ball or whether they're defending you?
Quarterback is athlete, does both things. He'll run it, he'll throw it. They'll give you some wide formations on offense, spread you out, and also do some condensed formations. I think they do a good job of giving you different looks on offense to kind of find some soft spots on you. From a defensive standpoint, they got a new defensive coordinator, Tyler Reinhardt, who's a Slinger, Wisconsin native, who's at Platteville for the last 10 years. Yeah. So they'll do some new things on defense, and which presents a good challenge because I know he's a really good coach. But it'll be a heck of a matchup.
All right, and then comes the Barry Hardin Baylor trip, which we're not looking to until we gather on Monday for the next quarterback club. Anything else that you want to shoot a coach before we head down to the south side of Chicago?
Oh, no, I'm very excited about going down the Illinois Tollway. Very excited about that. Well, not as much as maybe getting on a plane. That might be a little bit more fun than going down I-90.
That is true. Well, we wish you the best of luck down on the south side, Coach, and hopefully we'll bring home a victory. For those that can't make it or can't watch, we, of course, hope you listen to 105.9 The Hog and stream us on the Big Radio app. And thanks for everybody for coming out to Badger Bob's. Thanks to the sponsors, the players, Coach Rindahl. That's Bill O'Leary. My name's Josh Golberg. Thank you for coming, and go Warhawks.
Go Warhawks.